Women are ready to race. The USATF 2024 Cross Country Championship is underway.
And as we talked about it earlier in the races, this is that moment where you want to get off the line and get out. And it is like, I love this part of the race. It is so much fun. Not only did, I get to use my 1,500 meter speed off the line, but it was fun to kind of see if you could get position. Everyone is coming in together, and you needed to figure out what was best for you to close in and have a diagonal start or go straight off the line and get out fast. But it is one of the best parts of racing cross country is getting off the line. Well, what I thought was funny was that Wayne Kaladi said she just wanted to run around 70 minutes for the Houston half. And she didn't even know how fast she was going when she ended up breaking the American record. But that's how she runs, and there we see it. She likes to run hard. I mean, she's set so many records. The Manchester Road Race record. She went out so fast that she actually beat some of our really top men in that race from America. I mean, she is really a true talent, but she's very good on the grass. We've seen it in high school when she was over here racing at the national meets. She just is super solid on the grass, and I think that this is really where she's going to shine, and that's why she wants to go back to Worlds.
And we have several women in this race that are planning to be in Orlando in 2 weeks' time, using this kind of as a setup.
Well, so many athletes especially going back to even say Paula Radcliffe days, she really liked to use a hard 10K a few weeks or 2 weeks out in advance of a hard marathon. And I think that's perfect for a lot of these athletes. They're getting ready for that taper, but they want to have one more hard effort. And for Xana Sullivan, who's right here in the area, it makes sense to just come out and see if you can do that. She had a great race here last year. She's gone to the World Championships and represented the U.S., so she knows how important these teams are, and we'll have to see what happens when she makes her decision if she gets in the top 6.
No one in this lead group of numbers into the teens now seems interested at all at leading.
No, I mean, I think that this is something that we sort of thought, although I think if Wayne Kaladi didn't have the half marathon on her legs just from 6 days ago, I think that she maybe would have pressed a little harder, but I like what she's doing. I like that she's in here. She's learning how to race, even though she knows a lot about racing. She's still figuring that out, being in a tight group, but also kind of setting it up maybe for not a sit and kick type race, but maybe just something the last 2K or last K. She's got to be careful, right? She is coming off of a really hard effort just a few days ago, so that's interesting. But yeah, nobody looks like they're really willing to do anything quite yet, but let's see in a couple of Ks.
12 minutes into the racing here, 10,000 meters to be covered over the course of the racing for the Women's Championship, Senior Women's Classification at the 2024 USATF Cross Country Championships here in Virginia. Also serving as the selection event for the 2024 World Athletics Cross Country Championships in Belgrade, Serbia at the end of March. The top 6 across the line will get the initial invitations to join Team USATF, and there is one of the only little undulations on the course, Carrie, as Kaladi attacks the hill, then looks over her shoulder and just makes sure that the rest of the group is in tow. You really feel like she's just kind of just grinding these early loops out and then see what she has left at the end, though she now has the lead here slightly as they close into the conclusion of this second 2-kilometer loop. Yeah, and it matters for, the other story of, someone who's, the story, if you've chronicled Wayne Kaladi, came to the World Junior Championships in Oregon in 2014 and then never left as she competed for Eritrea in that event, became later a U.S. citizen. So, kind of as part of her effort to sort of feel like she's representing her nation now is to make these U.S. squads win these U.S. national titles, fully intent 6 days removed from setting an American record on the road to the half marathon distance, not only compete here for a U.S. championship, but also wants to represent the U.S. on the global stage at the World Cross Country Championships before her attention turns to making the U.S. squad at the Olympic Games on the track. She's really now started to put some distance between her and the rest of the field. Katie Camarena is trying to stay with her right now. Bib 251's back there in second position. Also coming in with some thoughts of making this U.S. squad after finishing 12th last year. The former All-American at UC Santa Barbara, 26-year-old out of Longmont, Colorado, currently in second. Kaladi takes a big look behind her right shoulder as she goes up that rise, and what a difference that trip up the hill was versus the last one where she had all kinds of company. Now she is all by herself, and actually even catching up to some of the racers who started with her just about 19 and a half minutes ago. So Kaladi laying waste to this course and to the field as she leads here, coming up to the conclusion of the third loop of 5.
Yeah, we've seen Ali Ostrander and Wayne Kaladi race against each other for years. Lots of these athletes are about the same age. Wayne Kaladi winning that 2019 NCAA championship. She had such a spectacular career at New Mexico and then has gone on now to train professionally. She lives up in Flagstaff. She was over at the World Championships on the roads where she ran the 5K this year, placing 7th earlier this year. I mean, she's just getting her feet wet with these World Championships. And I think that we're just really right on, the edge with seeing her make a big, big drop. We've seen it now in this half marathon where it was her first time ever running that distance. And she runs faster than anyone has ever run in the history of American distance running. And she is just a true phenom. So it's kind of fun to see her get into these World Championship events and really test her limits. Right now, I mean, she's all alone out there, Paul, and she's testing her mind, testing her body, but it's fun to see her get in there and actually be tested by other people as well. So fun to see her today, but hopefully we'll see her in Serbia.
The 9-kilometer split for Kaladi, 3:12.7 now officially looks like as it populates in real time on the board, 29:47.6. So in control here. Again, the lead was almost 30 seconds at 8 kilometers. We'll see what happens here when we assume Hurley will cross that timing mat at 9K. Into the final moments here as Kaladi will be afforded the opportunity to work her way down the final finish line chute and to the finish. 6 days removed from setting an American record on the roads in Houston at the half marathon distance, where she ran 66:25. Doesn't have to cover as much distance in as much time today in a little, maybe less than 33 minutes on the clock. We'll wait for the official time. Wayne Kaladi leads the U.S. to the World Cross Country Championships as the 2024 USATF Cross Country Champion. And here is Emma Hurley, also going to be very happy with that performance as she crosses the line in second. Camarena will finish in third. It's like a Willy Wonka moment. You're getting handed a golden ticket as soon as you cross the line. That is the official invitation to be on the U.S. squad. Look at this battle with Ostrander and Logue at the finish line. Ostrander goes down, but she's going to finish in fourth, and will make the U.S. squad. The 27-year-old to Belgrade, Serbia as a member of Team USA. What a great story for her. Abby Nichols will come through. Katrina Spratford-Sterling finishes in 34:31.7. And in eighth will be Katie Izzo as she winds up finishing in 34:41.40. Wayne Kaladi wins the race by 37 seconds over Emma Hurley.